Okay, let's go back to talking about the idea of integers, which is going to be our big focus here. The integers are really the first time that you ever encounter a concept of positive and negative numbers. Before, we talked about addition and subtraction. Everything that you've done before this has been you add numbers to make them bigger, you subtract numbers to make them smaller. Well, we're going to be learning that there's really no such thing technically as subtraction. Um, it's a very odd concept, and you're going to have to stick with me here. But we numbers really and truly are either positive or they're negative. Now let's see what that really means. Here we have a picture of a number line. 0 is sitting dead center. It's what separates the positives from the negatives. Now, if we were to, let me just kind of like, let's pretend like this side, the left side over here doesn't exist. If we looked at just the right side of 0, starting out at 0 and going 1, 2, 3, and on and on and on, this part of the number line we should be very familiar with at this point. Now, we never talked about these really as being positive numbers, but that's what they are. They are just the numbers as they are, I guess I should say. That's kind of a difficult way of saying that. But now though, we're going to understand that there's something on the other side. It's almost like a mirror image on the other side. So let's look at this number right here. They've plotted this and said, look, this is -1. It is the same distance from 0 as 1 is. I mean, our distance here is the exact same amount, but it's in the opposite direction. So in a way, -1 is really saying the opposite of 1. Same thing then for this -2 over here. Now notice, if we were to take some kind of a measuring stick or something like that, and we were to measure the distance from 0 over here to 2, that would be the exact same amount as it is from 0 over to here. So this is like the opposite of 2. The exact same distance, the exact same amount, but in the opposite direction. That's really what we're talking about when we say a negative number. It is the opposite of the positive. Same distance, just opposite direction. So you can think of negatives as being opposites. It's exactly the same thing. Okay, when we write numbers, which we need to learn to do this also, if we're talking about a positive number, if I say the number 5, if I just see that written out, then I know that this is a positive number because it doesn't have anything written. It's the same 5 that we've been seeing since kindergarten. But if I mean the opposite of 5, I have to write it with a negative sign in front of it. So negative numbers must include that negative sign. Otherwise, how would you know? So we're going to practice. We've got 3 examples here. We're going to practice just writing the number properly. If it's positive, we write it that way. If it's negative, we write it that way. So this says use an integer to express the number in boldface italics in each application. Erin discovers that she has spent $53 more than she has in her checking account. Okay, so just thinking about your own experiences, if you have spent more than you have in your checking account, now you're short, right? You don't have enough money. So this would be actually the opposite of $53. So we write that number as -53. The record high Fahrenheit temperature in the United States was 134 degrees in Death Valley, California, July 10th, 1913. 134 degrees, that is 134 degrees that we've always thought of. So if I were going to write that number, I would just write 134. We don't have to put a sign in front of it to indicate that it's positive. The last one, the shore surrounding the Dead Sea is 1,340 feet below sea level. That indicates that it is a negative number, so it must be written with the